One question I've been getting a lot recently is, should I sell my house and rent? I'll let you know how this discussion usually goes on this video. So let's go! Hi, my name is Dean Ueda and I'm a realtor with Keller Williams in Honolulu, Hawaii. Should I sell my house and rent? This question has been coming up a lot more frequently in recent years. Now this is interesting because it's not the traditional way of thinking. You know, the way baby boomers think. I felt like the expectations from my parents were to do as they did. Buy a house as soon as you can, get an amortized mortgage because then your payments would be set for the next 30 years. And after that, you'll have the house paid off, you retire, collect Social Security, and ride off into the sunset. Well, things have changed and so have mindsets. People like Robert Kiyosaki and his Rich Dad, Poor Dad books and educational systems have had a big impact on how the younger generations, including myself, are viewing assets and liabilities. As such, the questions come up for homeowners. Does it make sense to sell my house and start renting? So let's keep this simple. I would say selling and renting should be considered if you can do two things. The first thing is you plan on using the equity to invest in income-generating assets. What income-generating assets are is for another discussion, but for example, it could be real estate or investing in stocks and bonds. The second requirement to consider this strategy is that you have the discipline to execute this plan wholeheartedly and not be tempted to splurge it on non-necessities. If you're planning on burning the equity on material items, luxury cars, clothing, jewelry, items that aren't going to generate income, then I would advise against selling. Keep in mind that this statement is barring any extenuating circumstances, such as a terminal illness or the funds being necessary for a specific and special use. I'm also assuming you've built a material amount of equity in your home so far. If you're going to try this sell and rent strategy, you need to be able to find and invest in assets that will be making money, either through cash flow or appreciation in the long run. And you need to be able to not lose focus and execute the strategy. If you can't do both of these things successfully, then you're probably better off keeping your current house and owning the property you live in. That way, the equity you've been able to build up in your residence will continue to grow. I know a lot of people who are not investors nor good at saving, but built wealth through the home they own and live in. Just keep in mind that that strategy is relying on two things: equity paydown and the biggest one, appreciation. It may not be optimal, however, it's safer than trying the non-traditional strategy and be left with nothing on your balance sheet at the end of the day. I have to admit, a great benefit of selling then renting is that you may be able to live in a home that you would not be able to afford if you had bought. And although you may think you are throwing away that money to rent, as long as the equity in your old house is outperforming your rent expense in the long run, you're actually coming out ahead. So if you're still asking yourself, should I sell my house and rent? Then hopefully you are thinking holistically about your assets, including the asset that you are living in, and considering how they are performing for you. So this strategy may work for you if you can successfully execute your investment plan. Word of caution, make sure all stakeholders are on board wholeheartedly with this plan. You may be all in this plan, but if your spouse has other ideas, this strategy may be doomed from the start. I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, please click on thumbs up. Leave a comment if you have any questions, and if you're interested in more videos from me, consider clicking the subscribe button as I'll be coming up with new content real soon. If you're an investor and are thinking of selling your investment property, check out my video in the comments below on "Is now a good time to sell a house?" Thank you.